So dear students, see last time we discussed some of the examples of lesson number 4, that is motion in a plane. Okay, today we will complete the examples part and we'll start the exercise numericals. Okay, now see last time we took up to example number 4.7. Now we proceed further in this lesson, that is okay, example number 4.8. See, it says, see, a hiker stands on the edge of the cliff. Now that can be say like this, okay, of 490 meter above the ground. Let us say 490 meter, okay, or we can simply show like this for our easy calculation. Okay, now towards the horizontally with the speed of 15 meter per second. So here, see the horizontal velocity v0x is 15 meter per second. Okay. Okay. Now neglecting the air resistance, find out the time taken to reach the ground and the speed with which it hits the ground. Now see, velocity is a vector quantity. Here we are given the x component. Initially, y component is 0. Okay. Y component is 0. Now see, it is thrown like this. It will move like this and finally reach the ground somewhere here. Okay, we have to find out the y component of the velocity. Now see, the gravitation acceleration we are given as g is 9.8 meter per second. Now first we calculate the time to reach to the ground. Okay, now see our formula, d is equal to v0 t plus half at square. Now here see, we have to take the y component of the velocity. See, v0 y is 0 and a is g, that is 9.8. Okay, now that is 0 into time plus 1 by 2 g is 9.8 t square. Now d is how much? 490. Okay, so 490 now see, this is the time required to reach to the ground. Now see the horizontal velocity or x component of the velocity is constant, but see the y component will be variable. Vy is v0y plus g. Okay, v0y is 0 initially, g is 9.8 and time we have obtained is 10. There is in the 10 seconds it reached to the ground. So v0y is 98 meters. Now as we have discussed earlier, the velocity is a vector quantity. V is equal to vxi or vyj. See here, why? Because x direction, v0x and vx will be same. Why? Because horizontal velocity is not affected by the gravitational acceleration. So that is 15 I caret and vy is 98 j caret. Okay, that is I caret and j caret. Now see the velocity here we obtain in terms of component. So the magnitude of the velocity, okay, magnitude of the velocity v is equal to under root vx square plus vy square, that is 15 square plus. Okay, now if we solve this, you will get 99 point. Okay, so this is about the example number 4.8. Now next we have to solve example number 4.9. Now this is related to projectile motion. Now see, a cricket ball is thrown at a speed of 28 meter per second. Like this. See, theta 0 or theta is the angle of projection. Theta is 30 degree. Sometimes they call theta 0 also. Okay. See, what you have to find out? First, the maximum height. Okay. hm. Okay. That is, for a projectile we derive the equation v0 square sine square theta 0 upon 2g. Okay, v0 square sine square theta, v0 is how much? 28. Now theta is 30, sine 30 is 1 by 2, sine square theta, that is 0.5 whole square, g is 9.8. Okay, g is 9.8. That will give the value of h will be equal to 10 meter. Okay, now second is the time of flight. See, that is a time from the point of projection to its reach to the ground. Okay, that is time of flight. Okay, this is the equation we derived earlier. 2v0 sine theta 0, v0 is 28, sine theta 0, sine 30 is 0.5 and g is 9.8. Now see the third equation, that is the range. As we discussed earlier, range is nothing but the horizontal distance covered. See the formula, our range is v0 square sine 2 theta 0. Okay, now theta 0 value is 30. Okay, theta 0 is 30. 2 theta 0 will be 2 into 30, 60. The range is v0 square is 28 sine 60, g is 19. Okay, now if we substitute this value, we'll get time of flight as 2.9 seconds. Okay, that you can easily calculate, and the range is 69 meters. Okay. Now this is about the example 4.9. Here v0 is given, that is initial velocity, or it is called velocity of projection. Theta is the angle of projection is 30. See, we have to substitute the values given in the equation. That is height is v0 square sine square theta upon g, time of flight is 2v0 sine theta upon g, and range is v0 square sine 2 theta upon g. Okay, so this is about the example 4.9. Now see our next example, there is example number 4.10. Okay, now see, it is related to uniform circular motion. See, an insect is trapped in a circular groove of radius 12 centimeter. Okay, now insect is trapped in a groove like this, radius is 12 centimeter. Okay, now steadily complete 7 revolution in 100 seconds. Now see, our periodic time is a time to complete 1 revolution. So here for 7 revolution it takes 100 seconds. So time for 1 revolution is 100 upon 7. Okay. Now we have to calculate our linear speed. Okay. What is the angular speed? Now see, the angular speed we have discussed is distance, angle covered. Now see here, start from, let us say, initial point, when comes back to the same point. See, the angle traverse is 360 or 2 pi. Okay, so angular speed formula we know. That is, omega is a Greek symbol, T. Okay, so we can calculate 0.44. See, the unit part, remember, angular speed is in radian per second. Second, we have to find out is a linear speed. Okay, see, linear speed, v is equal to 2 pi upon t, 2 pi r upon t. You can write r as a radius, then here also r. Now see, 2 pi upon t, we have obtained omega also. You can use both formula. V is equal to r omega. Okay, here r we are having 12 into 0.44. Okay, so that will give the value of the linear speed. Now see here, the radius is in centimeter, so the unit will be centimeter per second. Okay, that is second part of our question. And third is a acceleration. Okay, now acceleration A is r omega square. So you can use v square by r also. Okay. Now r is 12, omega is 0.44. You can use this also. We'll get the same answer. So r omega square will be 2.3. See, this is linear acceleration. Okay, that is 2.33. Now the question says, is acceleration constant? Now we have to remember that acceleration is velocity plus, okay, velocity, change in velocity upon change in time. Now velocity is a vector quantity. Okay, velocity is speed plus direction. Okay, velocity is speed plus direction. Now what we discuss in the uniform circular motion, see, the value of the speed remain constant but direction is continuously changing. Okay, so that's why velocity changes, then acceleration also is a vector quantity. So the magnitude of the acceleration will be same but direction will be continuously changing. Okay, so here magnitude remains same. Okay, hence okay, so this is about the example number 4.10. Okay, so linear speed we have obtained, then angular speed, then linear acceleration, and the last part of the question says that is acceleration constant? No. Why? Because the direction is continuously changing. See, this cannot be considered as constant. This is applicable to whatever vector quantity we come across. Okay, so this was about the example parts of lesson number 4. Now we start exercise numericals. Generally we try to calculate, take up the sums which require calculation. Okay, theoretical question we can discuss in the class itself. Okay, now see, the first question was scalar and vector quantity you can easily obtain. Okay, now let us say we start with the example number 4.8. Okay, now see the three girls skating on a circular ice ground, okay, of radius 200 meters. See the path covered from P to Q. A, the path covered, see, A moves on this path, then this is a path for B, this is a path for C. Okay, what is the magnitude of the displacement? Okay, now displacement, we know it has nothing to do with the path followed. It connects final position and initial position. So magnitude is twice the radius. Okay, that is 2 into PQ. See, we write only the magnitude part. Radius is 200 meter. Okay, so the magnitude of the displacement will be same. Okay, magnitude of displacement will be see what we see here. The magnitude of displacement will be same for all three A, B, and C. Now see, next is see exercise number 4.9. See a cyclist here. See the diagram is like this. See a cyclist start from the center. Let us say O is the center. Okay, radius OP is given at 1 kilometer. Okay, and then finally moves to Q. Okay, and comes back to the A. Sorry, O. See, it moves on this path. O, P, Q, O. This is our starting point. This is the end point. Okay. Now, see the total time taken for round trip is 10 minutes or 10 upon 60. That is 1 upon 6 hours. Okay. See what we have to calculate. See the average velocity and average speed. Okay. What we have to calculate average speed and average velocity. See the path followed. O, P, Q, O. See the initial position and final position is same. It's come back to the same point where it has started. So displacement here is 0. Okay, so average velocity is displacement upon time. Okay, now average velocity is 0. Now average speed we have to find out. Is path length or a distance. There is total distance. Now see the total journey is divided into 3 parts: OP, PQ and Q. Okay. So distance we can calculate. See this is a 1/4 of a circle. That is 1/4 2 pi r. Okay. 1/4 2 pi r. Now radius is 1. Now Q is again radius. Okay. So OP is 1 kilometer. PQ is 1/4 of total circle. Okay. And Q is 1. So this will be 1 plus 2 plus pi by 2. Okay. 2 plus. Okay. Okay, so distance part we get as a 3.7 okay kilometer. Now average speed is 3.57. Okay, and suppose we want answer in kilometer per. Instead of kilometer per hour, you want answer in meter per second. So you can convert in meter per second by using the formula. Now see here the value. Okay, and kilometer per hour into 10 upon 36 will be meter per second. Okay, now Yes. Now this we need to convert in meter per second. Then 21.42 into 10 upon 36. Okay, so this is how we can convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. So this is example number 4.9. Now see, next is very interesting example. Example number 4.10. Sorry, exercise. Sorry. Now see, an open ground, a motorist follows a track of that left by, see, after every 500 meter. Let us say she starts from A, this is 500 meter, then it bends by angle of 60 degree. Let us say, then bends by 60 degree. Okay, again, see, after covering 500 meter, after covering, okay, A. Now continue. Okay, now starting from the turn, specify the displacement of third, sixth and eighth turn. This is the first turn, second turn, third turn, fourth turn, fifth turn, sixth turn, seventh turn and eighth turn. Okay. Now what do you do? Calculate the magnitude of the displacement and the path length. Okay. At the end of third turn. First at okay. Now this is starting from A. This is a start point, we can say. Okay. Now first turn, second turn and third. At the end of third turn, see, the position will be D. Now what you have to calculate? Path length. Path length is AB plus BC plus CD. All are of equal length. Okay. Now see, this is our path length at point D. See, what we have to calculate? Displacement. Displacement is the shortest distance. Okay, displacement is the shortest distance. It has nothing to do. Okay, it has nothing to do with the path followed. Now, for that we can use different formulas. Now, see, we can join this. Now, this angle is 30. This will be 30. Now, see, this is a 60. So what will be this angle? 120. Okay. So what will be this angle? 120 plus 30. Okay. Now this is 60 angle. Okay. This is 60. Okay. Now we have got triangle BCD. Okay. BCD. We want to calculate length AD here. Okay, what do you have to calculate? AD here. So suppose I get BD. Now this is 30 plus 60, 90. This will be 90. So if I obtain this length BD first, then we can use the right angle triangle. Okay, Pythagoras. Okay, so for that, okay, we can use the sine rule also. Okay, use the sine rule also that we have discussed earlier. So in triangle BDC, okay, now let us say BD upon opposite angle sine 120, okay, is equal to BC upon sine 30. BC is 500, sine 30 is 1 upon 2. BD is equal to sine 120 into 1000. Okay. Now sine 120, sine 60 is root 3 by 2 or 0.866. Okay, so BD we have obtained. Now displacement is the shortest distance. Now see in triangle ABD, we have got AB is 500, BD we have obtained is 866. Then we can use the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, we can use Pythagoras theorem. Triangle ADB, AD is under root AB square. AB is 500, BD we have obtained is 866. Now this our AD is nothing but displacement. Okay, now okay, AD we can find out. Okay, so this you can easily solve. Okay, now this was for the third path or at the end of third turn. Now 4, 5 and 6 turn. Okay, now next we have to calculate at the sixth turn. Okay, now at the end of sixth turn it will return back to A. So that's why displacement is 0. Why? Because initial and final position is same. See, the distance covered will be 6 sides. 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the path length you saw this was what we have seen. This is very easy. Now next is at the end of 8th turn. Okay, at the end of, okay, now 6 turn was here, 7 and 8. Okay, now see our 8 turn is at C. Okay, now we have to calculate path length and displacement. Okay, path length and displacement. Now see the path length at C will be 8 turn. 500 into 8 will be 4000 meter. Okay, 500. Now displacement is AC, shortest distance. Is a AC. Now we can use the sine formula again. This is 60, so this will be 120. Okay. See triangle ABC. See, we are using the sine formula. That is sine 20 upon sine 120 upon AC. Okay, sine 120 upon AC. See, this will be, this side and this side will be equal. So this again will be isosceles triangle. So this angle will become 30. So we can say sine 30 upon BC. As we had seen just now, sine 60, sine 120, sine 60, that is 0.866. AC we have to find out. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. BC is 500. Okay. 2 I am directly taking here. So 1000 into 0.866 is AC 866. Okay, so these are simple calculation but interesting. Okay, number of things we have to do well. Okay, so this is about exercise number 4.8. See, next time we'll take the remaining part of the exercise numerical. Thank you.